You pay a fortune for a high-speed internet. They promised you a god-tier downloads, perfect for 4K streaming and gaming with zero lags. But what did you get? The spinning circle of death. The buffering icon that destroys a movie night, video calls that looks like they're from the moon, and lags that you get eliminated right before you win the game. I hate that. Welcome back to Tech News, your weekly tech news podcast where we explore breakthrough tech, policy twists, and global innovation shaping how we connect. I'm your host, Karthik, and today we're talking about how to fix your slow internet forever. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. You're trying to stream a new show and it just stops. You're uploading a huge file for work, and the progress bar hasn't even moved at all. You feel like you're being scammed, and you're left screaming, "Why is my internet so slow?" Well, the truth is, your internet provider is only half the story. The real enemies are hiding inside your own house. We're talking about a simple router mistake and even the number of devices fighting for a piece of your internet. So today, we're going on a mission to destroy your lag and give you the fastest internet of your life. We will diagnose the problem, hunt down the sabotagers, and give you the ultimate blueprint to fix for everyone, whether you're a gamer, a remote worker, or just trying to watch a movie. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your internet is underperforming, and more importantly, you will have the power to make it insanely fast. Before we fix anything, we have to face the brutal truth. We need a baseline. You can't fix a problem if you don't know how bad it is, and that starts with a speed test. Think of this as in exposing your internet to a real report card. Websites like speedtest.net or fast.com are perfect for this. But how you run the test is everything. To get the real numbers, you need to create a controlled lab. First, close every single app and browser tab. Make sure nobody else is streaming or downloading anything. More importantly, and this is not negotiable, plug your computer directly into your router with Ethernet cable. This is only the way to measure the raw speed that your provider is sending you. Now, run the test. You'll get three numbers: download speed, upload speed, and latency, which is also called ping. Let's break this down fast. Download speed in megabits per second, Mbps, is how fast you can grab things from the internet. This is for loading websites and streaming videos. It's a huge number they advertise. For most people, 100 Mbps is a decent starting point. Upload speed, also in Mbps, is opposite. It's how fast you can send data. This is critical for video call, uploading files, and live streaming. On most internet plan, your upload speed is way lower than your download speed. If your video calls are pixelated mess, slow upload speed is the villain. End of story. Finally, there's latency, or ping, measured in millisecond, ms. This is your connection reaction time. For browsing, who cares? But for online gaming, it is everything. High latency is a lag that makes your game feel like it's running in mud. Now, run the test a few times today. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once during the prime time, between 7 and 11 p.m. This is the ultimate stress test. If your speed completely dies every evening, you're dealing with a network congestion, and we'll get to that monster later. Compare these numbers to the speed on your internet bill. You'll never get the exact number, but you should be getting at least 70 to 80% of it. If your wired connection is consistently way slower, your first call is to your internet provider. But if the wired test is blazing fast and your Wi-Fi is garbage, the culprit is still inside your house. And that's where the real hunt begins. Now that you know your true speed, let's hunt down the sabotagers inside your own four walls. Most of the time, your lag isn't your ISP fault. It's these common and totally fixable issues at home. This is easily the biggest and dumbest mistake people make. Where you put your router is everything. People tuck it in a cabinet, behind the TV, or in the basement to hide it. That's literally the worst thing you can do for a signal. Think of your Wi-Fi signal like a light bulb. If you put in a box, you block the light. Physical objects are the enemy of Wi-Fi walls. especially concrete, will crush your signal. Furniture, appliance, even a fish tank can get in the way. The fix? Set your router free. The perfect spot is the central and up high, like on a shelf. This lets your signal radiate everywhere. Keep it out in the open, away from the electronics, because your router is fighting an invisible war for airwaves. Your house is flooded with invisible signals, and they are at war with your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi runs into a radio frequencies, mainly the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz band. The problem is, so do a million other devices. The biggest enemy is your microwave. When it's running, it can literally bring your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi to a complete stop. Cordless phone, baby monitors, an old Bluetooth device could also create chaos. Another huge source of interference is your neighbors. If you live in an apartment, there could be dozens of other Wi-Fi networks all screaming over each other. It's like trying to have a conversation in the middle of a rock concert. So how do you win this invisible war? First, move your router away from those interfering devices. Second, use a modem dual band router. These broadcast on both the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz band. 2.4 gigahertz is slower and more crowded. 5 gigahertz is a secret, high-speed VIP lane. The ultimate strategy is to create two different Wi-Fi names, like, for example, my home Wi-Fi underscore 2.4 and my home Wi-Fi underscore 5. Connect your important nearby device, like your TV, game consoles, or work laptop, to your 5 gigahertz for maximum speed. Use the 2.4 gigahertz band for the stuff that's far away and doesn't need insane speed. When there's too many devices trying to get at once, you get a traffic jam. That's a network congestion. Think about everything connected to your Wi-Fi: your computer, your phone, your smart TV, your partner's laptop, your kid's console, smart speakers, security cameras, and even your fridge. Each one takes a tiny slice of your connection, and it adds up fast. If you have a 100 Mbps plan and one person is streaming 4K movies, which is 25 Mbps, someone else is on a video call, 10 Mbps, and a third is downloading a game, the rest of it, there's nothing left. Everyone's experience becomes terrible. To see if this is you, disconnect everything from your Wi-Fi except one computer. Run a speed test. If it's suddenly insanely fast, you have too many devices fighting for a bandwidth. The only solution are to schedule a big download for overnight or get a bigger highway by upgrading a faster internet speed. Sometimes the thing slowing you down isn't even you. It's a malware or a hidden app across on your device. Viruses are famous for hogging your bandwidth by sending you data to some hacker in the background. Even normal apps are secret bandwidth hogs. Automatic updates, cloud syncing like Dropbox, and ad-filled websites can eat up a shocking amount of data without you even knowing it. They are also a slow leak in your internet pipe, constantly draining your speed. To fight back, run a full scan with a good antivirus program. Then become an auditor. On Windows, open the Task Manager, go to the Network tab, and see which apps are stealing your internet. You will be shocked. Finally, take control. Turn off automatic updates and schedule them when you're asleep. By closing these background freeloaders, you can get a huge chunk of your speed back. Finally, a bottleneck almost everyone overlooks: their own hardware. Your router and modem are your gatekeepers. If they are ancient, they can't handle modern internet speed. If your router is more than 4 or 5 years old, it doesn't support the latest Wi-Fi standards like Wi-Fi 6. Newer standards are built to handle tons of devices way more effectively. A new Wi-Fi 6 router is absolute game changer for crowded homes. The same goes for the modem your ISP gave you. It's often a cheap old model. Even your cable matters. A damaged Ethernet cable can kill your speed. If you're paying for a fast plan but you're using an old router, you're driving a Lamborghini on a dirt road. you'll never hit the top speed. Investing in a new router and modem ensures you aren't creating a bottleneck right at the front door. While most problems start at home, sometimes the issue is completely out of control. Understanding these will tell you when to go to war with your providers. Does your internet work perfectly all day but slow to crawl every single evening? That's the internet rush hour. It happens between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. when everyone in your neighborhood gets home and starts streaming 4K movies and gaming online at the same time. Just like a highway, your local internet infrastructure gets completely overwhelmed. This is especially common with cable internet. When everyone online, there's less for you and speed dies for everyone. Your internet service provider is betting that not everyone will use their max speed at once. During the peak hours, that bet fails. Your speed test history will prove this. If you see a massive speed drop every night, this is why. The ultimate fix is switching to a fiber optic connection. Fiber networks are less prone to this kind of congestion. Sometimes the problem really is your internet provider. The most insane issue is the bandwidth throttling. This is when your ISP intentionally slows down your connection to manage their network or because you went over a data cap. It's crazy practice, but it's buried in your contract. It could also be a technical problem on their end, broken equipment, or a regional outage. A great tool is a site like Down Detector. If your internet dies and you see thousands of other people in your city reporting the same thing, it's not your router. Finally, the equipment your ISP rent to you is usually garbage. The modem router combo that gives you is often cheap or old model. You're almost always better off buying your own high quality router and just using their device as a modem. This gives you a full control and a massive performance boost. If you ever tried a single at home fix and you still think it's your ISP, it's time to call them. Have your speed test data ready as proof and be prepared to demand the service you pay for. I've diagnosed this problem. Now let's get to the permanent fix. The best strategy depends on what you do online because a gamer's needs are completely different from a remote worker. Before we get crazy, here are 2 universal steps that solves an insane number of problems. Number 1, restart your modem and router. It's the oldest trick for a reason. Your router is a tiny computer and it gets tired. Unplug both your modem and router from the wall for a full 30 seconds. Plug the modem back in first, wait for it to fully get connected, then plug your router back in. This is a power cycle. It wipes the memory and gives you a fresh start. Number 2, check your physical cable. It sounds dumb, but loses and damaged cable will destroy your speed. Make sure the coaxial cable is screwed on tight to your modem and that your Ethernet cables are clicked in all the way. For gamers, speed is good, but low latency is a king. A low and stable ping is difference between winning and losing. Go wired always. This is not a suggestion. This is a rule for serious gaming. A wired Ethernet connection is faster, more reliable, and has way lower latency than a Wi-Fi. If you can plug in, you must plug in. Enable quality of service. This is a secret weapon in your router's setting. QoS lets you prioritize traffic to specific device. You can literally tell your router, my gaming PC gets all the internet first. This means even if someone else starts streaming 4K movies, your game data jumps to the front of the line, eliminating the lag. Use the 5G Hertz band if you absolutely must use the Wi-Fi. Connect your console or PC to the 5G Hertz band. It's the VIP lane for Wi-Fi, faster and way less crowded. Optimize network settings for PC gamers. You can go even deeper. If your Ethernet adapter advanced settings in Windows, you can disable the power saving feature like interrupt moderation, disabling them to ensure your network card is always running maximum power. For remote workers, when you work from home, Your internet is important as electricity. Remote workers live and die by their upload speed. This is what makes you look like crystal clear on Zoom. You'll need at least 5 to 10 Mbps of upload speed for reliable HD video. If your plan sucks here, you have to upgrade. For remote workers, fiber is the only grail. It's the symmetrical speed, meaning your upload speed is just as fast as your download speed. This is a total game changer for video call. Just like gamers, use QoS to make sure your work laptop is the king of network. This ensures your big meeting won't freeze just because your kids started watching YouTube. Most routers let you create a separate guest Wi-Fi network. Put all your non-work device on it. Phones, TVs, everything. This builds a digital wall around your work connection, protecting it from everything. For a small business, slow internet is lost money. You need a powerful network that can handle everything at once. A regular home router will fail in an office. Look at a router that supports Wi-Fi 6, or even better, a mesh system. A Wi-Fi mesh system uses a multiple node placed around your office to create one giant seamless network with a perfect signal everywhere. Any device that makes you money, point of sales, servers, desktops, needs to be connected via Ethernet. It's faster, more secure, and millions times more reliable than Wi-Fi. For more advanced setups, use VLANs, also known as virtual LANs, to create separate networks. You can have one of your employees, one of your payment system, and totally separate one of the public guest Wi-Fi. By tailoring your fix to your needs, you can deploy a powerful targeted solution that will have an insane impact on your internet. Here's my final take. We hunted down the secret internet sabotagers and we destroyed them. The main takeaway is that you have a way to control over your internet speed than you think. You do not have to live with the lag and buffering. Which of these culprits was hiding in your house? What was one tip that made the biggest difference? Let's help each other build a faster internet. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to my YouTube channel and Spotify Tech News, Facebook page Tech News, and share with a friend. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep innovating because the future of technology is just getting started. Thank you for watching and go enjoy your ridiculously fast connection.